Let's go.
Let's talk some toys in here.
Hey, what's up everyone today? It's the Man-Child. Okay, so today for review, I finally got in my Master Universe Origins Rio Blast figure from Mattel Creations. So yeah, scratch another vintage-inspired figure off the list. We got Rio Blast, looking good. So yeah, pretty much he comes on this collector-friendly card that opens up in the back, you know, and slides off. And so you can put the figure in the card back, which is cool. You don't have to rip it with glue. Got some cool art on the front, right-hand side, and it looks like he comes with a new comic as well. And here's a quick look at the art and back of the packaging. So yeah, we have Rio Blast battling it out with Modulok in two separate forms and Grizzlor. Alright, so before we take a look at Rio Blast and all his accessories, here's a quick look at that comic he comes with. It's my first time looking at it as well, so I'm just going to flip the page, right? Bring it up close. You want to check out the bubble captions and images. I'll read it later. It's called Star Marshal, by the way. So you can see it's like a little western town here. It's Rio Blast coming into the picture. Some Horde hover bots and that Horde Prime bot. It's Rio Blast blasting away down bottom. Next page, we got the Horde. Okay, so we got the Horde involved here. Horde ship. Let's see at this. Next page. Yeah. Oops, Modulok coming into the picture. Yeah, that Origins Modulok came out awesome. Glad he's out now. We don't have a tease anymore with the art on the back of the packaging or in a comic book. Not having all the Horde figures. Oh, there's Leech. Of course, we have him. Yeah, it's interesting. This is he's mixed with the Horde. Well, I guess at the end of the vintage line too, when Rio Blast come out. I remember that being a kid picking him up. I'll tell a story with that a little later. Not a short one, but yeah, it's time the Horde was around. And I hear that at German Toy Fair, right, the Fright Zone's been announced for or was spotted, I think. I believe Multibot, Dragstore, Too Bad, and I want to say Stoner. That's all the vintage figures that were spotted coming out to Origins. Sounds good to me if it's true, which I'm sure it is. I think Toy Habit said that. They're usually right on par with that stuff. It's rumors. And here's a quick look around the new Rio Blast out of package and all his accessories or all his weapons deployed. So, taking a closer look at Rio Blast head sculpt. Looking really good, you know, for what the Origins is doing. Yeah, just love the blue eyes, mustache, the hair, how it's sculpted, painted. Yeah, looking really cool. There's a hair from the side, right, the back. Almost looks like He-Man from the back, the head sculpt. And the side, actually that's what it looks like. Kind of looks like, well, side to part. Now it's a little different. Okay. But, yeah, I like it. As far as the articulation with the head, look all the way to left, to right, go down, somewhat, and up. Moving down to his chest and buck area. Yeah, so obviously a whole new buck design, you know, as far as the cybernetics and sculpting. And yeah, he has that trapdoor that opens up with the blaster. Look at that. That is so cool to see that again. Because the Classics figured it snapped. You had the gun, it would snap onto this doorway, but it didn't, the body wasn't hollowed out. And I actually have a Classics one I customized. I'll bring him in for comparison later and show you what I'm talking about. But it's so cool seeing that. And I think that's, I don't know if that comes out. If it's plugged, well, anyway, it doesn't matter. But yeah, they even have, look at inside too. They have this extra detail with the circuitry and sculpting. I don't remember the vintage figure had that. I don't think so. That's really cool. And of course, it closes all the way and snaps into place. You can see part of the leather material is teared back, right? Just again like the vintage. You can see some of the cybernetics, like its battle damage. He has his little, the sheriff, badge, sculpted and painted on. You can see the extra circuitry painted right on that side, sculpted outwards. Got some more here. Or that's like a rope. I guess that's what that was. Maybe it's wiring. All sculpted outwards, painted black. Really cool. As far as the articulation with the waist, so you can spin at the waist, obviously. Come apart at the waist, so you can use these legs or the body for customs if you wanted to, or other figures. Spinning them around, just look at the back. Now, of course, it's going to be important for that big blaster. We'll get to that soon, but you can see how it's going to snap in. let's finish up the articulation first. All right, so let's moving on to the arms, just He-Man style arms. Right, now the skin's very white in him too, I noticed, with the arms and the face. So you're going to use this for customs. Depends on the figure. I'm going to bring in a 2000X He-Man for a second to show you, because this is very light. And even then, the skin is very white on Rio Blast. I'm going to bring in a regular He-Man. Yeah, the hair is a little bit, it is different. I thought it was, kind of looks the same from the back, but sides and the front's different, obviously. But yeah, that skin is really white. So as far as the articulation with the arm, right, you go up, down, forward, back. You know, it's going to be hindered because of this piece. So these pop right out, apparently. Let me see. Did that? All right, they plug in like that. All right, we'll get to that in a second. You can spin at the arm. I got a weird-looking gap on my arm. How about the other side? Nope. It's just this one. All right, it's a factory thing, I guess. Does the arm come out still? Yep. Okay, arm pops right out. So you can... Oh, this piece... Wait a minute. Oh, they plug into the back. Okay. So these come right out. All right, so let's see here. I'm still learning this figure. I didn't realize that. Plugs in. All right, let's put this back in because I want to see what the we know the arm, how it articulates without something like this. Nothing new. It's like a He-Man arm. But with this on, see as you articulate, this pops right out. So it's like you don't have too much play. It's just about as much play as you have. You plug it in like that, you can see how long it is. And if you go up too much, see that falls right out. All right, so that being said... we already talked about that. So yeah, mine has a defective arm there, gap, but okay, that's as far as mine can bend. Can't really do much. It's still spin. I said that fell off. I got some problems with my figure already. Yeah, and then he has these the armor, like gloves. I want to say, is that what they are? Yeah, sculpted, look like armor gloves. Sculpted onto the forearm, so it's a newer forearm on both sides, painted. We already know what these holes are for these, you know, the wiring or where your power comes from for these blasters. All right, so the other side too, it's like really soft. In a minute I try to articulate the arm, these pop out. So to be fair, you're going to have to articulate the arm the way you want it and then set these, that's all. As far as the articulation with this, I'm going to leave this off because we know it falls out, up, down, all that stuff, in and out. Just testing mine. Okay, straightens, bends at the elbow, spins at the elbow. Same style glove, armor glove. Right, we know what the pegs are. And then, of course, he has the old slingshot blasters on both hands. Looks very similar to the vintage. They can spin all around. Right, and again, that's what these, they're pieces to power those, I guess. This one's all the same. And let me see, can these come out? I would think. Yes, so you can pop these right out if you wanted to, and you got holes in the hands. Or you can change out different glove. Well, if you found brown gloves, I'll put this in for now. And then, how about the hands? Okay, so it's regular Origins pegs. Did that. Still learning here. All right, so that's all the same. Look at that. Oh, there's some detail inside the arm. I just noticed that. Yeah, whole new forearm on the side. How about the bottom? Okay. All right, moving down. I'm going to leave that out for a second. He has some pants on with that belt, a big buckle, front and back. And then dropping down to the legs. Let me get the arms out of the way here. And get this piece off too. Yeah, those Rio Blast legs again with the these protectors. But, of course, these flip out. And you also have... So it's the action feature once again with the little blasters. Really cool. Little tiny guys in there. And again, you have extra circuitry inside the legs. So when these flip up, or they're out, excuse me, you can just see that. Yeah, like that. So you put them back in. As far as the articulation with the legs, go out with a split. Actually, let's leave these open, see. All right, articulation with the legs, go out with a split. You can kick forward with those open or close them, whatever. Back, bend at the knee, spin at the knee. Now let's say other legs all the same. All right, how's that? Let's test it out. Kick forward, back, bend at the knee, spin at the knee. Okay. Yeah, that's about it as far as the pants. And moving down, he has these yeah, like cowboy boots and protectors on the the bottom of the lower parts of the calves and the legs. Now they're, I don't they come off. They look separate. I got them on somehow, but yeah. Anyway, so you can see the detail on those, right? And then so you can spin there. No, these must come off like a boot. That's what I'm trying to figure out here. I don't see that one coming off. How about this side? No, it didn't come off either. All right, I'll look at it a little closer in a while. But anyway, then you have a regular, like the bottom of a, yeah, your foot for the boot, leather boot, and that can go up and down and rock side to side. And let's see, the other side is all the same. Okay, so I was messing around with these, I guess they're leggings over the boots. They're not boots, these are the boots. But yeah, I couldn't get these off. I mean, they definitely swivel along with the knee, and they must come off, but they don't seem like a standard peg that a normal Origins He-Man boot would pop apart that I can see. Maybe something you got to mess around with it, but I don't think it's meant to come off. All right, so you have, let's see, these are the upper pads. These are his pants, or chaps, they call them, I guess. These are leggings, the boots. Yeah, I don't think they come off. All right, anyway, it's meant to be for Rio Blast, but I can't get mine off at the moment, excuse me. All right, so we talked about all it out. We know this piece opens up. Let's deploy everything, the weapons. And then we know these other pieces got to go in. Okay, so there's a quick look at that setup. We have Rio Blast with all his main guns deployed aside his backpack. We'll just take a look at it soon. But yeah, these things fall out very easy. You might have to use some clear coat because they're really soft. But once you position your arms and your guns down, you just plug them back in, that's all. And now, moving on to Rio Blast weapons and accessories, or his main accessory, the only one he gets, is that big blaster backpack, which was always really unique and cool for Rio Blast, going back to the vintage line. And this one looks really good for the Origins. This has a lot of detail going on, even some extra highlights. So it's casted in just like almost looks like aluminum color, that flat silverish plastic, but then it looks like the blasters and the circuitry has some kind of like silver highlights mixed in it to paint it. See it from the top. Here's a look from the bottom where it's going to plug in. Here's the main blasters. Now, once this plugs in, for people who aren't familiar, let's see how the action feature works before we put it on. All right, so there you go. So that slides up, articulates up and down. You can even see, yeah, you have like just tanks and I guess plasma energy in his tanks, or who knows what he's using for energy, but a lot of cool stuff going on. And this can articulate. There's the front. And oh, I noticed too, if you look, the little sight glass goes on his face. Also has some extra sculpted details, like a targeting system, a reticle. So I guess that's the glass when he's seeing through it. And you can see on the other side. Got that. You even have, looks like, like mountains or something, ranges they have sculpted on that side. It's pretty cool. They give you that extra detail. And here's a look at the side. I remember looked at the back and the other side, top. Once again, taking a look at Rio Blast. Let's put this backpack on. We're just going to go on like this and snap and lock. And there it is. You know, look on the back why it's before we deploy it out all the way. Fold it up. Guns out. Pretty cool. And then to deploy it, once again, let me see. This gets stuck a little bit. Mine is. Yeah, this piece is really finicky. Like, look at, I got to really force it to go up and down. It's got to work itself in. But anyway, when you push it all the way up, it's going to rotate and go over the head. Like so, I'll make sure this is in place. And there we go. So look at Rio Blast. Oh, that sits nice too. Like over his eyes, like he's looking right through it. So I thought the vintage or the classics one sat up too high. And now, here's a final look around with Rio Blast all armed up with his backpack, weapons, and yeah, everything's deployed. So moving forward with one comparison. So, of course, here's a new Origins Rio Blast against my customized Classics Rio Blast. So, yeah, you can kind of see how they went about the Classics Rio Blast with the big backpack, blaster overhead, the wires on the back of the arm. Now, I made, like, custom lasers. I took springs, like I always imagined. They had, like, spring coil type lasers coming out of the handhelds ones. These are all metal, by the way, and I glued them on, painted them red. I put little blasters shooting out of the knee pieces. They're also, I think these are plastic. Put them on the main blaster in the arm, and then big blasters with some tinfoil across the top. So that's how I made it come to life. Now you can also see this did articulate, but this gun would pop off. And I think I have it glued on. Oh, no, it fell right off. There you go. Sorry. All right. All right, ain't moving. But see his chest piece. I actually cut that in there to hide this little piece. Because normally it would stand off. It was like the Classics didn't hollow that out. This piece did go up. So let's look at the head sculpt. Pretty good on this figure. And it does work, the backpack. So it does have the action, quote-unquote, the action feature. Mine's got, yeah, paint on it. But yeah, aside that, you know, it's pretty cool to get Rio Blast in the Origins line. This is what they did with the Classics, if you're curious. And what I do with mine, to customize it, make it a little cooler. And then the last thing I want to share for little childhood memories and nostalgia is putting my new Origins Rio Blast against the Origins Snout Spout and Extendor. So I remember going in Child's World where I got most of my figures in a day and getting all three of these together. I think these are the last three figures, I want to say, that came out in the Vintage Origins line, or the Motu line, and before the movie figures came out, because the line was kind of dwindling down. And I thought they were like interesting but kind of odd, but of course I wanted them. And I remember getting all three of these, and usually my mom would let me buy one or two. She gave me some money, I think I had like $12 or something like that. I didn't have enough. And I went up to the register, and the prices went up. And I remember having all three of them, excited, and all of a sudden I needed like $2 more. And I didn't have it. My mom was like out in the car, and she was like, she gave me what she gave me. And yeah, I had a pout on my face, and I had to choose who had to go back. So I had like, I think I chose, I took, I want to say Extendor and Rio Blast. I was going to put like Snout Spout back or something like that. I was kind of upset. But some guy in line like see me, and he handed $2 to the cashier. And he says, yeah, don't worry about it. And he paid for them so I can get all three figures with the tax and stuff. And I was like, thank you, sir. I was so happy. And that was the end of it. I went home with all three figures. Snout Spout, Extendor, and Rio Blast. Yeah, that was my childhood memory. And they were and once I got them in a package, they were really fun. They were bizarre looking, but they were cool, and I wanted more. I wanted to see more wacky figures in the vintage line. And then later we got the movie figures. I think these were the last ones. Beside that, that's my childhood memory when I picked up Rio Blast and these other two with Child's World. And here we are 40 years later, and once again, the Origins. Now we have them all. Alright, so that about sums it up, and that's my review on the new Mattel Universe Origins Rio Blast figure from Mattel Creations. Yeah, again, another one bites the dust with the vintage figures. I love it. He came out good. He did a good job on them. Mine has a couple issues. A little weird gap in the arm, the way it was installed. This blaster piece is really stuck. Again, it could just be my figure. It has to be worked up and down a little bit, but alright, there it goes. Yeah, a little tight. These things pop out easy, but to be fair, I think you're supposed to take them off, articulate the arms in position you want them, and then just plug them back in. No big deal. They fit fine for the most part until you start messing around with the arms. Yeah, it's cool. The piece articulates like the vintage one, locks, right? The leg pieces. Surprised these leggings don't come off. Maybe there's a way they do, but it's not coming off of my figure. I'm not going to break it right now. And these also spin back as well. That's what these pieces are for on the forearms. Excuse me, I should have mentioned that. They lock those in, seat them like that, and then the hands can turn, all that good stuff. But side that, really cool. And I can't wait to see the rest of the vintage figures. Hopefully they announce them at Toy Fair this year for the Origins. So as always, I appreciate everybody watching. Until next time, take care.